But here is Haman, king, the last of all your sons. Is it grief for Antigone that brings him here, and the bitterness of being robbed of his bride?
We shall soon see. No need of diviners. Son, have you heard my final judgment on that girl? Have you come here hating me? Or have you come with deference, with love, whatever I do?
I'm your son, father. You are my guide. You make things clear to me, and I obey you. No marriage means more to me than your continuing wisdom.
Good. That's the way to behave. Subordinate everything else, my son, to your father's will. This is what a man prays for, that he may get sons, attentive and dutiful in his house, each one hating his father's enemies, honoring his father's friends. But if his sons fail him, if they turn out unprofitably, what has he fathered but trouble for himself and amusement for the malicious? So you are right not to be hung up on some woman. Your pleasure with her would soon grow cold, Haman. And you'd have a hellcat in the bed and elsewhere. Let her find her husband in hell. Of all the people in the city, only she had contempt for my law and broke it. Do you want me to show myself weak before the people? Or to break my own sworn word? No, I will not. The woman dies. I suppose she'll plead family ties. Well, let her. If I permit my own family to rebel, how shall I earn the world's obedience? Show me the man who keeps his house to hand. He is fit for public authority. I'll have no dealing with lawbreakers, critics of the government. Whoever is chosen to lead must be obeyed. In all things, great and small, just and unjust. Oh, Haman, the man who always knows how to obey, that man only knows how to give commands. When the time comes, you can depend on him. No matter how fast the spears come, he's a good soldier. He'll stick it out. Anarchy! Anarchy! Show me a greater evil. That is why cities crumble and houses rain down. This is what scatters armies. No. No. Good lives are made by discipline. We'll keep the laws then, and the lawmakers, and no woman shall seduce us. And if we must lose, let's lose to a man. At least, is a woman stronger than we?
Unless time has arrested my wits, what you say, king, is said with point and dignity.
Father, reason is God's crowning gift to man, and you are right to warn me against losing mine. I cannot say. I hope that I shall never want to say that you have reasoned badly. Yet there are other men who can reason too, and their opinions might be helpful. You are not in a position to know everything that people say or do, or what they feel. Your temper terrifies them. Everyone will tell you only what you like to hear. But I, at any rate, can listen. I have heard them, muttering and whispering in the dark about this girl. They say no woman has ever so unreasonably died so shameful a death for a generous act. She covered her brother's body. Is this incident? She kept him from dogs and vultures. Is this a crime? Death? She should have all the honor that we can give her. This is the way they talk out there in the city. You must believe me. Nothing is closer to me than your happiness. What could be closer? Must not any son value his father's fortune as his father does his? I beg you, do not be unchangeable. Do not believe that you alone can be right. The man who thinks that, the man who maintains that only he has the power to reason correctly, the gift to speak, to soul. A man like that, when you know him, turns out empty. It is not reason never to yield to reason. In flood time, you can see how some trees bend, and because they bend, even their twigs are safe, while stubborn trees are torn up, roots and all. And the same thing happens in sailing. Make your sheet fast, never slacken, and over you go, head over heels and under. And there's your voyage. Forget you are angry. Let yourself be moved. I know I am young, but please, let me say this. The ideal condition would be, I admit, that men should be right by instinct. But since we are all too likely to go astray, the reasonable thing is to learn from those who can teach.
You will do well to listen to him, King, if what he says is sensible. And you, Haman, must listen to your father. Both speak well.
You consider it right for a man of my years and experience to go to school to a boy?
It is not right if I am wrong, but if I am young and right, then what does my age matter?
You think it right to stand up for an anarchist?
Not at all. I pay no respect to criminals.
Then she is not a criminal?
The city would deny it to a man.
And the city proposes to teach me how to rule?
Ah, who is it that's talking like a boy now?
My voice is the only voice that gives orders in this city.
It is no city if it takes orders from one voice.
The state is the king.
Yes, if the state is a desert.
This boy, it seems, has sold out to a woman.
If you're a woman, my concern is only for you.
So, your concern? In a public brawl with your father?
How about you in a public brawl with justice?
With justice? When all I do is within my own rights?
You have no right to trample on God's right.
Fool! Adolescent fool! Taken in by a woman.
You'll never see me taken in by anything vile.
Every word you say is for her.
And for you, and for me, and for the gods under this earth.
You'll never marry her while she lives.
Then she must die. But her death will cause another.
Another? Have you lost your mind? Is this an open threat?
There is no threat in speaking to emptiness.
I swear, you'll regret this superior tone of yours. You are the empty one.
If you were not my father, I'd say you were perverse.
You girl-struck fool! Don't play at words with me.
I'm sorry. You prefer silence.
Now, by God, I swear, by all the gods in the heavens above us, you will watch it. I swear you shall. Bring her out. Bring the woman out. Let her die before his eyes. Here, this instant, with her bridegroom beside her.
Not here. No, she will not die here, King. And you will never see my face again. Go on raving as long as you've a friend to endure you.
Gone. Gone. Creon, a young man in rage is dangerous.
Let him do or dream to do more than a man can. He shall not save these girls from death.
These girls, you have sentenced them both?
No, you are right. I will not kill the one whose hands are clean.
But Antigone,
I will carry her far, far away, out there in the wilderness, and lock her away. Living in a vault of stone, she shall have food, as the custom is to absolve the state of her death. And there, let her pray to the gods of hell. They are her only gods. Perhaps they will show her an escape from death, or she may learn, though late, that piety shown the dead is pity in vain.
Love, unconquerable, waster of rich men, keeper of warm nights and all-night vigil. In the soft face of a girl, sea walker, forest visitor. Even the pure mortals cannot escape you, and mortal man in his one day's dust trembles before your glory.
Surely you swerve upon ruin, the just man's consenting heart, as here you have made bright anger strife between father and son, and none has conquered but love. A girl's glance working the will of heaven, pleasure to her alone who mocks us, merciless Aphrodite.